You don't expect the tears to come, not really, but you still wait for them, don't you? You stand there, still, cold hands folded in front of you, and you wait. You hear the preacher talk, you hear people sniffle, you even hear someone behind you break down, but you just stare, blank, dry-eyed, and it hits you in a way that makes your stomach turn. I can't even cry for him. No one tells you how shameful that moment feels. Not the kind of shame others see, but the kind that sits in your chest like wet concrete. Like you've failed some test you didn't know you were taking. This was your dad, and all you can do is nod when people say, he'd be proud of you. Proud of what? That you kept it together? That you didn't fall apart like your sister did? That you stood like a soldier when everything inside you felt like dust? But the truth is, you stopped crying a long time ago. Not just tears. You stopped letting things touch you. You learned early that showing too much, needing too much, feeling too much makes you weak. And nobody wants a weak man. That's what you were taught. Crying was something you left behind with scraped knees and bedtime stories. Now you're grown. Now you bury pain instead of showing it. You carry it in your back, in your neck, in your sleep. You carry it in silence. Maybe your father was the reason you built those walls in the first place. Maybe he was never cruel, just distant. Maybe he showed love in ways you couldn't understand. Fixed things when they were broken, paid bills, never missed work. But never said he was proud. Never really said he loved you either. Just assumed you knew, and maybe you did. But knowing it doesn't fill the empty space that formed from all the things he never said. And now he's gone. And you can't cry, not because you don't want to, but because you don't know how. That's the thing no one talks about. How hard it is for men to feel. Like really feel. We've been taught to filter every emotion through logic or anger or silence. Not grief, not softness, not sadness. We bury our feelings the same way we bury our fathers. Neat, quiet, dignified. And then we walk away, convincing ourselves that means we're strong. But strength is a strange thing. It doesn't always look like control. Sometimes it looks like breaking down in your car for no reason 2 weeks later. Sometimes it looks like snapping at someone you love over nothing. Sometimes it looks like staring at a wall, replaying the same memory over and over again until your chest tightens. That's grief. That's love too. It just doesn't know where to go. And I know you probably didn't get the chance to say the things you meant to say. Maybe you didn't know what to say. Maybe you thought there'd be more time. And now you've got this strange guilt sitting on your shoulders. The kind you don't talk about because no one asks. The kind that makes you question whether you were a good son, whether he really saw you, whether you really saw him. There's a certain ache that comes from silence, the silence between men, between fathers and sons. That long pause that lives in the things we never said but felt every day. And when the funeral ends and people go back to their lives and the casseroles stop coming, that silence gets louder. You think it's over, but it's only just beginning. You'll carry it with you. In the way you talk to your own kids one day, in the way you hold your breath when someone gets too close, in the way you tell yourself you're fine even when you're not. That's the legacy no one sees. Not the name, not the bloodline, but the weight, the emotional armor that gets passed down like an old coat that never really fit, but somehow still ends up in your closet. It's okay if you didn't cry. It doesn't mean you didn't love him. It doesn't mean you're heartless. It just means you're human. And maybe you've spent too long trying to prove you're not. You'll grieve in your own way, in your own time. It might come through music, or in a dream, or when you hear someone laugh like they used to. You might never cry, but maybe, just maybe, one day you'll let yourself feel it without flinching. That tightness in your chest, that ache behind your eyes, that quiet little voice that says, I miss him, even though he didn't always get me. And when that day comes, it won't make you weak. It won't make you broken. It'll make you honest. Sometimes, the loudest kind of mourning is the one nobody hears.